So wanted to show you quickly how retinitis pigmentosa works and why the bionic eyes that have been developed, these electrodes that are inserted into the eye, into the back of the eye near the retina, why they work with retinitis pigmentosa. So this is a diagrammatic representation of the retina. Light comes in from the bottom of the screen, from the bottom of your screen, and it hits the retina and goes through the entire retina. Then the retina is totally clear and hits this layer of cells where the photoreceptors are. And this is a rod cell and a cone cell, and these are the photoreceptors, and this is where vision begins, at the back of the eye, in the back of the retina near the pigment epithelial layer. In retinitis pigmentosa, this layer of photoreceptors degenerates and dies. That's just one layer of cells. This layer that's near the pigment epithelial layer of the retina dies off, and without the photoreceptors, you don't get any impulses generated to go to the rest of the retina and out of the eye through the optic nerve. So, however, in retinitis pigmentosa, all the rest of the cells are intact and they do work. So you lose your photoreceptors, but you've got the bipolar cells and you've got the ganglion cells, which sends their axons out the eye through the optic nerve ends up in the thalamus, the lateral geniculate nuclei. But in any event, you've got the rest of the retina is alive and well. So when you put electrodes into the eye, where the photoreceptors used to be, and you stimulate them, they're gonna stimulate the bipolar cells and send signals through the ganglion cells to the brain. So that's why you can still utilize the retina with retinitis pigmentosa. And they're working with some cases of macular degeneration. They're working with electrodes that will work with at least some of the cases with the macular degeneration. And so that's what happens. And a lot of the other diseases that hit the retina and start killing the cells, they kill the whole retina. They kill all the cells. And so putting electrodes in the back of the eye isn't going to help at all, because there's nothing left in the retina to stimulate. And that's why I became very much interested in trying to work with the occipital lobe, because it's the next piece of brain that we have access to. Like I say, these axons go out of the eye through the optic nerve, and they end up in the lateral geniculate nuclei of the thalamus, but that's in the middle of your head, the middle of your brain, and it's really not accessible. So we have to kind of give up on that and go to the next place where there's processing being done, which is the occipital lobe. So the axons from the thalamus, from the lateral geniculate nuclei, go all the way back to the back of the head to the occipital lobe, and a lot of those will interface with the fourth layer of the cortex. Anyway, that's another discussion, and I will get into more details about how the signals are transmitted here. You have bipolar cells, but then you have cells that are feedback cells, or they modulate the signal, and those are your amacrine cells, or horizontal cells, and interplexiform cells. But we'll get into that. I'll do something else on that. I'll do another lecture. I think that's chapter 3 in my book. And this drawing is from the back of the book, from the back of my book. And I'll leave a link in the description of this one to a link to my book on Amazon.com. That's a Kindle ebook. And so anyway, I hope that helps a little bit. I know there seems to be confusion on YouTube and on the internet as to why would the bionic eyes work with retinitis pigmentosa, and why won't it work with other types of blindness, and diseases of the eye. and that's why. So I hope that helps a little. Hope you have a nice day. Hope that helped. Thanks.